What if the biggest challenges could be the biggest catalyst for growth that you've ever experienced? Innovation typically stems from disruption. And if things are never disrupted, innovation never happens. This is as big of a moment, if not even bigger, than that time in 2021 was for business owners. This is an outlier moment that may not come again in your lifetime. What we're seeing with our clients closing people in the hundreds. I had someone this morning message me that just closed 268 new clients into her trust building offer. The playing field is leveled because anyone can do this directly on social media, and you don't need a big team, a lot of infrastructure, or a lot of ad spend in order to do this. You will be the person that establishes yourself as the authority in that space. You will be able to create a category of one brand. Let go of your stress, let go of all of those energies and emotions that no longer serve you, and adopt this new model so that you can truly lead at the level that you're called. What if the biggest challenges that you've ever faced in your business, which might be happening right about now, by the way, could be the biggest catalyst for growth that you've ever experienced? I want to remind you all that the natural cycle of things is that things expand and contract. They go high and go low. They go up and they go down. And so what we're seeing right now, although it feels super unnatural, uncomfortable, and frustrating, it's extremely natural. And it is the evolution that always leads to innovation. Innovation typically stems from disruption. And if things are never disrupted, innovation never happens, and evolution, aka progress, is prevented. So what is happening right now that might feel very frustrating for you in your business, that the things that were working aren't working, that the things that you invested so much time, energy, money, and focus into are no longer producing? I know that feels painful. It feels frustrating. You're like, when is this going to end? But I want to invite you today to realize that what's happening right now, number one, is natural. And number two is going to continue. We saw that back in 2020, 2021, with the pandemic, with everything that was going on, there were just mass injections into the market. Cash and capital was everywhere. It was a free-for-all. People were spending like crazy. They were spending a lot more hours consuming online. I remember people that were invested in 2 different masterminds, 3 different courses, multiple coaching programs. And so it's no wonder why what went up absolutely needed to come back down. And by the way, we haven't come all the way back down yet. So I need everyone to brace for impact, because what we're seeing right now is simply a correction. We're just getting back to a normal baseline of the actual process that consumers typically go through when making a buying decision. It's funny because we all know we're in a trust recession. We've been talking about this openly for months and months now. But what's so interesting that we haven't been talking about is that the way that people are behaving right now is actually how discerning people typically behave. We're all so frustrated and upset that people are taking longer to make a buying decision. They're being super careful about what they invest in. They're being discerning with their money. They're evaluating brands a lot more closely before they invest in them. And when you take a step back and you take yourself out of the seat of being the marketer or the salesperson or the business owner that wants to make a sale, and you look at consumers' behavior right now, their behavior is actually very natural and logical for a thinking person that wants to make smart investments with their money. So this disruption that we're all experiencing right now is leading to new innovation. And what I am so excited about is that the last time that we had this huge outlier event was 2021. It was during the pandemic. And I remember coming to you guys on the podcast and talking to all my clients and saying, like, this is an outlier moment. This is one of those leadership moments of a lifetime where the people that lean in are just going to crystallize unimaginable levels of success and do things with their businesses and their lives that they may not ever have a chance to do again. And a lot of you listen to that advice. I still have people that come back to me all the time and say, it was you during COVID telling me to lean in, encouraging me to launch, encouraging me to go live that gave me the courage and confidence to take advantage. And it changed my life forever. And a lot of people right now don't realize that the inverse of that is happening right now, but it's an equally great opportunity. And this is why that when you look at history, the greatest wealth transfers typically happen during periods of economic challenge and change. The playing field gets leveled and there's opportunity for the taking. And I really want to call out this moment and I want to call you up to lead, because what a lot of people don't realize that now after listening to this episode, you will and you do, is that this is as big of a moment, if not even bigger, than that time in 2021 was for business owners. And we have known for over a year now that we have record numbers of business closures and record numbers of employee layoffs in the public sector. And so the playing field absolutely has been leveled. And the whole world, and especially the US, is going through this massive transformation economically right now. We're moving into an AI era. We have a lot of technology and automation. The relationship between employers and employees is changing. A lot of people are moving to hybrid models. The work from home model is being reevaluated and disrupted. I mean, everything's on the table. Absolutely everything. And you are a champion because you're still listening to this show and you are still pursuing your goals and dreams, even despite all of those challenges that you've been through and all of the disruption that you've experienced. But the bottom line of all of this is I really want to make sure that I put my stake in the ground for you, my listeners, for you, my audience, to say, this is an outlier moment that may not come again in your lifetime. Same as I said that back in 2021, I'm here to say that again. And now there's a different tool that has presented itself. So back in 2021, that was the rise of the live launch. I used that tool during that time period, not only to forever change my life and create generational wealth for my family, but to help 100,000 plus other people do the same. And now there's a new tool. Now there is a new discovery that I am bringing to you, and that is the Trust Builder offer. And I have not seen results like what we are seeing with our clients with trust building offers since the days of 2021, when explosive growth was just happening left and right and people were just changing their lives overnight with launches where they were making more in 9 days than they typically made in a year. Well, guess what? We're here again. Except this time, it's not the live launch, it's this trust building offer. Now, the trust building offer in a lot of ways is going to leverage the live launch. Most of you are going to end up launching your trust building offer. But this moment in time, this change in economic circumstances, this disruption in the way that we're used to doing things is leading us into this new era of business. And what's happening is a lot of people are still in the past. A lot of people are still trying to make their business model work the same way it did a couple years ago. And the harder you push and the more that you work, the more you burn yourself out, the more frustrated you are because you're getting smaller and smaller returns for the effort that you're putting forth. Whereas what we're seeing with our clients that are really embracing the trust building offer model and then using the back end upsell machine to move people internally into their mid ticket and high ticket is that they are closing people in the hundreds. I had someone this morning message me that just closed 268 new clients into her trust building offer. But that's not all. I had 2 other clients this week, one that sold 10 people into her $10,000 offer right from the Trust Builder up, and another one that came to me just this morning, texted me and said, I just upsold 7 people for my trust building offer at $30,000 each from the trust building offer into high ticket. So this is not just like an evolution, this is a revolution. And I want you to understand that what's so beautiful about this is the playing field is leveled, because to sell high ticket at scale, you need a lot of ads, you need infrastructure, you need a big team, you need a lot of support in order to be able to deliver that. With a trust building offer, because it is almost positioned as an impulse buy for a high ticket customer being sold at a low ticket price, the playing field is leveled because anyone can do this directly on social media, with master classes, with live streams, and you don't need a big team, a lot of infrastructure, or a lot of ad spend in order to do this, which is why this success is yours for the taking. And I'm encouraging you to get on board with this now, because this is the way of the future. This is where things are going. And the degree to which you can build up your trust builder to get that massive pool of a paid audience now, then you will when you are ready, have that paid audience that already has established trust and incurred results with you. You can then invite them into your mid and high ticket offers with ease, and you have the volume to do it. So surprisingly and shockingly, and you may not believe me when I say this, but it's true, and I've experienced it, your competition is actually less than ever now. Not because the market is less saturated. The market is more saturated than ever. We all know that. There's zero barrier to entry. The problem is that most people have made themselves completely uncompetitive because they're still going to market with an old model in a new world. And so they're taking themselves out of the game completely. So if you can be one of the first people in your niche, your industry, or your business type that goes all in on this new model, you will be the person that establishes yourself as the authority in that space. You will be able to create a category of one brand. And not only will you be able to do the upsells on the back end, but more importantly, because you can service so many more customers at such a low cost in your trust building offer, you can elevate your brand authority, you can elevate your visibility, your footprint, and your influence in your space, because now you're the person that's leading the way. You're the person that is providing the new solution that your market is craving at a price point that is resonant for them and in a delivery model that actually matches the zeitgeist of where they are, what they want, how they want to be served and interacted with, and at a price point that feels manageable to them. So I've been working with my customers on this, I guess, since I want to say January now. And I have to say that as clear as I was in 2021 about the power of the live launch and how this was going to influence the online space, I'm even more clear now about the Trust Builder offer and how much this is going to influence the online space. So I want to encourage you to let go of your frustration. Let go of your stress. Let go of all of those energies and emotions that no longer serve you about what's not working from the past. And I want to invite you and encourage you to step up, lean in, elevate up, and adopt this new model so that you can truly lead at the level that you're called, have the impact and influence that you desire, and grow your income even despite a market that is contracting. Now, as always, I want to give you specific steps and a very clear so what, now what from today's episode. So I put together an entire guide on how to design a trust building offer that scales and converts. I also put together a list of 11 different types of trust building offers that will yield these results, that will build your brand, that will help you set up for a paid audience that will upsell into your mid and high ticket offers. So make sure before you go, you scroll down below this episode, get your 2 guides, the trust building offer guide and the 11 types of trust building offers, and let's get growing together. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to the Kelly Roach Show. I'm so honored to have you spend time with me here today, and I'll see you in just a couple days.